I think we can talk about the Twitter block button. So it's, by the time this is coming out, like it's a little bit after like all of this stuff like was first announced, but if you didn't hear that, or somehow you didn't hear it, Mr. Elon Musk, everyone's favorite person, as this Redditor is calling them, apparently this guy's calling him Enron Musk. But breaking, X is about to remove the current block button, meaning that if we have an account that is public, their posts will be visible to the blocked users as well. High time this happened. The block function will block that account from engaging with, but not block seeing the public post. So that's a really weird way to word it. Basically, if you block an account, assuming this goes through, which it's entirely possible it doesn't, because of some stuff we'll talk about in just a moment, if you block an account, you won't see their content, but they will still be able to see yours. I assume they won't be able to interact with it. If they do interact with it, you probably won't be able to see that. My assumption is this is going to work very similar to the way that YouTube's block work. Well, YouTube doesn't call it a block, they call it a hide, where if I hide an account, you can still comment on my content, you can still upvote it and dislike it, but your comment, I think, just gets auto-nuked. Like, you just don't know that it's been deleted, and I never see that comment. Like, it doesn't go into held for review or anything like that. It is just gone. Honestly, I don't know how to unblock people on YouTube. So if I ever hide your account, contact me somewhere else if you actually didn't do something wrong, and I will fix it up there. Because I'll have to Google how to actually fix it. But there has been mainly a lot of criticism of making this move. Let me see if I can find some of it. Block button, Twitter, bad. Yeah, that should. Let's go to, yeah, you know what? Reddit. No, this is from a year ago. Elon deleting the block button except for DMs. Oh yeah, that happened as well, didn't it? I forgot that one happened. Wait, you can't block? Wait, no, that didn't happen. No, I think that was like an idea that he had. Says he wants to get rid of the block button. Nope. Wait, he said he was going to do it back in March as well. Wait, I thought people... Wait, what? These blocks lists are annoying. It achieves nothing to block public posts. Time to get rid of the block in favor of a stronger mute. Okay, so this is not the first time he's actually talked about it. I completely forgot about that happening. So there is a number of issues people have brought up. I can't find people talking about them now, but if you go to Reddit, Twitter, whatever, you'll find them. A lot of it comes down to people being worried about like online stalkers and weirdos on the internet. So you would block someone and then they wouldn't see your account, right? Like if you have some weirdo that's following you everywhere you go, you block them, they don't see it. I understand this argument, but I think it's entirely wrong and based on a complete misunderstanding of how the internet actually functions. So I understand it, but I think you're wrong. When you block someone on Twitter, this is just blocking their account. Now, for people that have like a minor inconvenience with you, right? Like, oh, they don't like your videos on the internet. Oh, they think your voice is annoying. Like, that'll deal with those people. Or like they make a mean comment to you, right? Like those people, the block deals with them. What it doesn't deal with are the actual psychos on the internet, right? Where... like, these are the people that hang out, like, Kiwi Farms, 4chan, places like that, who make it their day-to-day business to harass people online. A block button does nothing to those people, because if you block someone and they're a psycho, what they do is they make an alt. Or, not even they make an alt. They have an alt, and they go to the alt. And they look at your post, they copy the post, they screenshot them, they talk about them elsewhere. Maybe they even talk to you from their alt and like harass you there as well, right? Like the block button does not stop those people because all they do, just go to another account. If the point is you don't want them to see the post, they can log out and see the post anyway. Now, Twitter has like restricted the way that you can see posts while you're logged out, but regardless, you can make an alt. As long as you're not like IP banned from Twitter, you can make an alt and do whatever you want there. But because there is this block button, people have this like false perception that if they've blocked someone, they are now safe to do what they want. Like I have been blocked by a number of people who then think that they can just go and like talk shit, and like I'll never see it, but people screenshot the post and send it to me, right? Like if you want to talk shit about someone, a block button is not going to stop the person seeing it. It'll make them less likely, right? Someone who's not determined to see it is not going to see it. But someone who actually is, it just gives you a false sense of safety. And honestly, I feel like it ends up leading to more people getting hurt because they think they can just do what they want now that they have a block button. Now, I do think that there are ways that blocks can be improved, right? Like, it's not a full solution, but if you're blocked from an account, you should probably IP block every single account logged in from that IP right now. So if you have an alt, you're basically auto-blocked from like on those other accounts as well. Now, obviously, a VPN is going to get around that, sure, absolutely. But that's, again, like another step, right? Going to an alt is a minor step. Going to an alt and going to a VPN, like that's an extra step on top of that. There's other like methods you can deal with, but like very intrusive, like, you know, fingerprinting users and like identifying individual systems. Then if someone's blocked on that system, then literally every single person logged in from that system also has that account, like it is blocked by that account already. But I'm not a big fan of data tracking like that, so maybe going that far is like a bit too much. But at least doing like the IP currently logged in, shared cookies. Like if your if your account is logged on a browser that has a shared cookie with another account, like if you're logged in, like Twitter lets you log in two accounts at the same time. If you have two accounts logged in at the same time and one of those accounts is blocked, then the other account should be auto blocked, right? Like that would more deal with the problem. Again, you can then swap browsers, so it's not like a perfect solution. You can clear your cookies, things like that, but it's a better solution. And none of these are like perfect, but you can add them together and you like get like a better solution. With the block as it currently stands, I am completely fine with it being removed. Yeah, I actually don't have an issue. Now, I might not have an issue with it, but Apple might. Twitter, block button, Apple. So, is anyone talking about this? There's people mentioning it's running afoul of the rules, but someone's actually linked to the section of the Apple TOS. Why is Twitter not opening? What a garbage website. So, my understanding is Apple requires social media platforms to have a block button. Now, it's not loading because my internet's garbage, but it doesn't define what block button actually means. Does this one have a... Why is every journalist fucking awful? Can one of these journalists actually just link to the source provided by Apple? Anyone? Any single no, not this one either. Oh, wait. I think we've found it. It links the entire thing. Okay. Block. Blocking users. Apps must implement... here we go. So this is the Google one. Apps that provide access to publicly accessible UGC, which is user-generated content, such as social networking apps and blogger apps, must implement in-app functionality to report users and content and to block users. Now, from what I can see here, it doesn't define the term block. No. And I believe in the Apple one as well. Yeah, the ability to block abusive users from the service. Is that... that might be the one I was thinking of. But as you can see here, there's no definition of what block actually means, right? So YouTube, for example, is a social media platform, and it has a very light block, where, again, you block the user, and they can still see your content, but you don't see them. So if YouTube doesn't run afoul of these rules, and YouTube is a Google application, I think it would be weird if Twitter ran afoul by having a mute. That's what effectively it would be, right? Like, it would be a mute feature rather than a block. I think a lot of people just want to jump on Elon for every single thing he does, and I understand it because, you know, people don't like the way that Twitter is being run. As you just saw, it literally just died as we're trying to use it. But I do think you should focus on what other things are doing, right? Like, you shouldn't be holding someone accountable for things that everybody else is doing. If other platforms can have only a mute and not a block, then it's probably fine if Twitter's in the same state as well. I'm not going to call it X. It's not X, it's Twitter. But we'll see. Like, honestly, what usually happens with changes like this is Elon's like, I'm going to make this change. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. And then he secretly goes and talks to his lawyers, and they're like, hey, Elon, I know, like, you want to do this, right? But, like, you can't. Like, here is the section of the TOS, like, of the Apple Store and the Play Store. You can't do this. And a couple of days later, what he's going to do is come back and post a tweet being like, you know what? The block button's actually kind of a nice feature. I understand the functionality of it. Or maybe he even, like, holds a poll, right? And the poll is like, block button good. It's like, you know what? Yeah, block buttons are good. I'm actually going to keep it around. Even though I said I was going to get rid of it, even though I said it wasn't useful, I'm going to keep it around. That's what I'm thinking's probably going to happen. It wouldn't be the first time it's happened. It would have many, many cases in the past of it being done. So, yeah. But honestly, the reason why it's probably happening, like the reason why it's probably being discussed, I can think of a couple of reasons. One of them is apparently there are block lists going around of everybody buying Twitter Blue, buying like a fake, what do you call it? A fake verified tag. And just auto-blocking every single account that has bought Twitter Blue, which kind of undermines the the existence of being able to buy verification. And there's a lot of people that block Elon Musk. It is estimated that Elon is the most blocked account on Twitter. So, yeah. Which I'm sure is not great for his ego. Now, one, I guess, reason for blocking an account I can get behind is not for your own safety, but for the safety of others. There are people on the internet, I have dealt with them myself, some of them are developers in the Linux space, who have an unhealthy attachment with arguing with you. You don't start the argument, they just want to start the argument on every single post they can start it on. In those cases, sometimes people block them, not because they are annoyed with them, but for their own, like, for that person's own safety and mental health. If they can't interact with your post, it's probably better for them. Obviously, the most psycho of these people will make an alt and do it anyway, but if you're in, like, you know, scaled down, right? You're, like, at a normal level of psycho. For those people, I can understand, I can understand it. Now, I don't have as much sympathy for these people, right? Like, if somebody wants to be a psycho on the internet, there is so many psychos out there. Twitter is run by them. Twitter is full of them. I can't deal with all of them, so I just kind of, like, live and let live. If they want to be crazy online, I kind of just let them do so. It's kind of funny to me, actually. And sometimes it gives me content, right? Like, if you're stupid enough, and especially stupid enough about Linux, it is entirely possible I am going to talk about it. So I don't want to get rid of those people. But I also know that I'm, like, you know, willing to farm the content. And I get that some people might be nicer than I am about this. So, yeah. In short, I don't think the block button is that big of a deal, right? Like, I don't really care. I would like direct messages to work properly. That would be nice. Where you could just send a message to people that you were not following without being on Twitter Blue. Also, I'd like notifications to work, which don't work right now, where if someone is not already starting a DM conversation with you, you don't see a notification for it. Also, I'd like the website to work, where if I click on it, it loads, rather than 1 out of 5 times, it's just sits in an infinite loop, and I have to reload, and then reload, and then reload, and then eventually it works. Same thing happening with posts, where sometimes I post something, and it's like, something went wrong. Like, how does something go wrong fucking 20 times a day? And there's not like me trying to send like 20 different tweets. Like, usually it's trying to send the same tweet 20 different times to get it to actually work.